When Sandro Wagner signed with FC Augsburg in the summer of 2025, it seemed like the perfect match, at least on paper. An ambitious coach with a big name, fresh confidence, a clear plan, and an unrelenting hunger to prove himself in the Bundesliga. On the other side, a club stuck in place, yearning for an identity, a concept, friction and fresh energy. And Wagner? He promised all of that. With clear statements, with loud words, and with the conviction of a man who doesn't see himself as a beginner, but as a brand. Looking back, as a player, Sandro Wagner was never the greatest, at least not in terms of talent or elegance, but he was noticeable. Someone who threw himself into every discussion. Someone who once called himself Germany's best striker. His career path shows one thing above all: resilience. He was never the people's favorite, but often the one who fought his way back, who resurfaced from obscurity, who became a national team player when nobody expected it. As a TV pundit, Wagner rose quickly, pointed, loud, often polarizing. ARD praised his freshness, his clarity, but even then, never half measures. He was never neutral, never cautious. He was Wagner. And with exactly that energy, he began his coaching career. After retiring as a player, he started at Unterhaching, first with the U19S, then the first team. Regionalliga Bayern. No glamour, little spotlight, but his first real test. In his second year, he secured promotion, solid work, but no fairy tale. Still, the media praised him, authentic, emotional, eager to learn. The next step came surprisingly quickly. Wagner became assistant coach of the German national team alongside Julian Nagelsmann, wearing the DFB crest with an official title but without real responsibility. He was allowed to learn, observe, be part of the staging, a kind of apprenticeship, and above all, a big stage for the next chapter. That he eventually wanted to be a head coach in the Bundesliga, he never left any doubt. And when FC Augsburg needed a new identity after Jess Thorup's departure, the choice fell. Brave or reckless, depending on perspective, on Wagner. He came with a clear message: we have quality in every position. He said that if they simply got the maximum out of the squad, they could be right up the table. And he saw his team on par with FC Bayern. Statements that made headlines in the euphoria of his arrival, but now hang over him like a shadow, because reality looks different. After 5 match days, Augsburg sit on a relegation spot. 4 defeats, only 1 win, 3 points. The team's performances? Shockingly inconsistent, defensively shaky, offensively clueless. The coach's signature style, hard to recognize. The body language? Insecure. Their opponent in the last match, Heidenheim, the promoted side, the smallest budget in the league, bottom of the table, dominated Augsburg almost at will. Their 2-1 win wasn't just deserved, it was symbolic. After the game, Wagner tried to explain. Over 10 minutes at the press conference about the great training week, about players who wanted to do too many things right, about the idea of regaining security through simple basics. But none of it sounded like conviction anymore, more like helplessness. Sky pundit Didi Hamann summed it up. Heidenheim ate them alive. Even the players seemed to admit it. Kevin Schlotterbeck, one of the leaders, said, "Playing like this, you won't win the next 30 games." But as clear as the sporting criticism is, Wagner's overall standing as a coach is harder to judge. What has he really proven so far? His resume is short. Head coach in the 4th tier, assistant with the national team, no long coaching career, no track record at Bundesliga level, and yet a man who presents himself publicly as though he's already arrived. Is that self-confidence or overconfidence? Authenticity or image management? And above all, is it enough in a job where results are everything? Augsburg's management insists they are continuing the path together. And indeed, Wagner isn't on the brink yet. There are no concrete doubts inside the club. The players publicly back him. But the tone is shifting. The media are asking fundamental questions. And the fans? They wonder whether this was really such a smart choice. Wagner has tried to win Augsburg over with a mix of emotion, rhetoric, and leadership. But football is not just communication. It's tactics, training, decision-making, adaptation, development. And that last one is the biggest issue right now. There's no visible progress. Still, for all the justified criticism, it would be wrong to write Wagner off already, because failure is part of a coach's growth, maybe even essential. And Wagner has something many lack: presence, fire, ambition. What he lacks isn't willpower, but balance. He has to learn when volume helps and when clarity works better. He has to learn when to push his team and when to give them calm. And he has to realize that big words quickly boomerang back when they aren't backed up by results. If Wagner takes that learning process seriously, he can continue his path in Augsburg, maybe even successfully. But for that, he has to let go of the image of the polarizing pundit, of the myth of the visionary who wants to change everything. Instead, he needs to be the worker, the observer, the analyst. Because the talent in this squad is there, the club's support is there, and time? It's ticking. But it hasn't run out yet. Sandro Wagner stands at a crossroads. If he draws the right lessons now, this bad start can become a foundation, not for a quick career, but for a stable one. And maybe that's the story we'll tell in a few years. That a loud coach in Augsburg learned to become quieter, and precisely because of that, he began to succeed. It's not too late. It's also not too late for you to subscribe to this channel and discover more background stories from the most beautiful sport in the world. See you next time.